Okay, so we are supposed to go and talk to a couple more people here. I don't think I've
You're
talked to
that
you.
mainlander who just got here. Better watch yourself, cause this island sees and hears everything you do. I should know. I watched the island tear down the greatest family that ever set foot in Far Harbor. It's a tale of greed, blood, and vengeance.
What family are you talking about?
I was just about to explain. My family, the Daltons, was the pride of Far Harbor for generations, even back before the war. It was lumber and fishing that made the Daltons rich. But they got greedy, took too much from the island. The island's been getting revenge ever since, killing us off one by one. I'm the last Dalton still standing. Ah, but now our story takes an unexpected turn. A mysterious stranger comes to Far Harbor. Someone strong, someone capable. With the stranger's help, the last living Dalton finally has a chance to avenge her bloodline once and for all.
Yeah, we're the stranger. Got it.
Let me guess. I'm the mysterious stranger who's gonna help you avenge your family.
Ah, you're a quick one. Good. You'll need your wits about you, because your part in the story is filled with danger. Now, on to the first chapter in our tale of vengeance. That would be the sad story of freckle-faced Petey. Petey was my cousin. He was a good lad, never caused trouble. He thought all those freckles brought him luck, but, well, not so much. He was out foraging at the National Park campground when the island sicked some feral ghouls on him. Island's a sneaky bastard when it wants to be. Anyway, he made it back to town, but died from his injuries that night. Course, those ferals are still out there, waiting to kill the next poor fool who comes along. Damn shame that.
Where did you say these ghouls were?
National Park campground. It's pretty much straight west of here.
Those ghouls are as good as dead.
Good, good. It's long past time those shamblers paid for what they did to Petey.
Okay, right, I forgot about the Dalton farm quest.
Captain Avery's alright, I guess.
We're supposed to go into the last plank and talk to old Longfellow here, I believe. I know he's a companion you can take with you, but I have always heard that Nick is a much better companion for Far Harbor because of his kind of unique perspective on things being a synth, and he just has better dialogue and just is a better... Not that he's a better voice actor, but like he just is a more interesting character.
Captain Avery said you can get me to Acadia.
Heard there was a scuffle out there. You get your hands dirty? I'm done leading people to their deaths in the fog. Last fella couldn't keep up. Didn't last 5 minutes.
Some parents are worried about their runaway daughter. She went to Acadia, and I need to find her.
If someone's headed for Acadia, there's always a story. Yours worth dying over, huh?
The runaway's name is Kasumi. You, know about her?
Sounds like Captain Avery's been running her mouth again. She should know better than to stick her nose where it's not wanted. Maybe I heard of her, maybe not.
Yeah. I've done a whole lot more for a whole lot less.
If that's the way you choose to live, that's your affair.
Look, if that girl's in some kind of trouble, time could be running out. We need your help.
Christ almighty. You've seen better days, haven't you? Can't imagine living with a face like that. Suppose I'll have to help you out of pity. I could get you to Acadia. But you've got to listen to me. Go where I say, when I say it. Still won't be easy. You stock up on your necessities, Rad X and the like. And then the real work can begin.
Let's go, Longfellow.
Follow me, then.
Okay, so we don't have to part ways with Nick just yet. That's good. I don't really want to.
Anything likes you. Here, kitty.
Hi.
What's your order, sweetie?
What do you have to drink?
All sorts of old world booze. We carry Vim, too. And before you ask, Vim is an Islander favorite. But it may pack more punch than the stuff you're used to.
It's just soda.
Can you take my order?
If you got caps, we got the goods.
I'm sure it's fine. Hey, it's a Vice Gauss rifle. Wonder where I got that from, to be honest. Okay, whatever. Oh god. Discord. That was my Discord. Hold on. I have to turn it off.
So the fogs are coming for us all, and I can't see any better way of greeting it than to have another round. On the house!
Yeah!
Time to party!
Here's some Mitch!
Mainlander, today's your lucky day. Free beer for ya! Ha ha!
Nice.
Thanks for the free drink.
Look at you with all your mainland niceties. So, drink up. You stay here over long and the fog will claim you. Might as well meet her with a belly full of fire, eh?
What's so special about the fog on the island?
Can't you feel it? Even here, as safe as anyone can be on this damned island. It's alive. You walk inland and it'll blanket you up in no time. And if the clickety-click of the Geiger don't get you, the madness will. The island will claim us all in the end.
The fog can drive you crazy?
Yes, it's not natural. The trappers you find inland, some were always murderous louts. But many just got lost in the fog for too long. And the mind goes. If you have any sense, return where you came from, and don't look back.
If it's so dangerous, why do you stay?
This is our home. If you call yourself a proper man or woman, you don't give up on that. Besides, we all gotta die. Might as well do it with your long knife deep in the belly of the beast that wronged you. Ha!
What do you have?
Music to the ears.
Okay. That's fine. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any dialogue or any quests that we could pick up here.
I, for one, won't go down unless I'm roaring drunk.
These are all just random fishermen, harbor people, islanders, etc. Nobody named that has a quest for us or anything. Doesn't look like it. They're all kind of been uprooted from their main place of residence because of the fog encroaching so much on the island. So
Don't like the service, there's the door.
Fortify your gut.
I'm not leaving because I'm upset with the service. I
Get
just
out of town.
have no one else to talk
Acadia's
to
above
here.
the fog line on the mountain. It's a bit of a hike. You might want to take this for the road. Tastes foul as sin, but it'll help.
Mirelurk jerky. I
Man,
guess
I
it's
have
been
time.
transferred
Ordnance
over.
Like that? Wonder you wiped out those crabs.
I guess it's been transferred over to be.
Don't talk to Bertha. She's crazy.
Is that a Pip Boy? I heard about those.
Damn those feral ghouls. And damn the island for sending them after me.
Food. Stim packs. Fully stocked.
I haven't talked to these people yet. I'm going to stop talking until we get out of town because everyone is talking in my ear constantly, and I don't want to talk over them.
Welcome to the bait shop.
Yeah.
If you need any odds and ends, I'm your man.
Hey, this is a long shot, but, do you accept this charge card?
Huh? Oh yeah, that thing. Sure do. It'll be easier if I just cash you out. Looks like, what, 100 caps? Here you go.
Huh. So you can turn that in for 100 caps over here.
What's your story?
Just a guy trying to make a few caps. Speaking of which, buying anything?
Let's deal.
Let's set you up.
Oh, nice. He has a lot of stuff here. That's actually pretty reasonable for the cost, I think. You can get some pretty good stuff in that, so I'll go ahead and buy that. That's fine.
Welcome to my clinic. You need anything?
There's someone just dead on your floor there. I don't know if you knew.
How's it going?
People around here have had a hard go of it, and manners on this island are a bit sparse in the best of times. Mainlanders tend to be a bit friendlier, all told, so I always enjoy the extra company.
Yeah, I need some medical attention.
Then speak up. I'm listening.
Just hurt.
Let me take...
Okay, sure, do everything.
If you ain't armed, you
All
ain't
done.
long for this world.
Any other complaints?
Buy my guns now.
I'm not sure why this guy is dead here, but,
Never mind.
Take care.
oh, whatever.
Mariner says the fog's alive. Can hear you. So mind what you say.
Sandra.
Talk with Alan. I don't have time for you.
Oh, this is Alan's wife. Okay. She seems to be just as nuts as... Well, not nuts, but, you know, mean and stuff as he is.
You been to the tannery? You find my tools yet?
Oh, calm down, Mariner. We're going. Just making sure...
Mainlander?
Just making sure we're not missing anything before we head out of town. It looks like all the corpses are gone. I can't loot them. What a shame.
Fog ain't like nothing you've seen in the Commonwealth. Mainlanders think it does.
He gave me some jerky. I'm assuming it has like rad resist on it, probably. I'm not sure if it does though in Horizon. I guess we'll see. It was a small Mirelurk jerky, I think he gave me. It's poison resist, which is nice. I can do that, I guess. Got a lot of various different effects we can stack here.
The Bradaway's all you need. Tracks, fresh ones. Trappers ahead. When the bullets start flying, find cover. Keep your head down if you want to live.
Where are you at? Give me that recon pip. Come on.
We ain't alone here.
Can't believe that missed. Okay, that was a good shot, you gotta admit. Would you stop bugging out?
Look sharp. Now you're realizing what a mistake you made. So long, pal. And here I was thinking this might be a challenge. Does it speak to you?
You're not half bad in a scrap. Figured I'd have to take care of a lot of them. Might just make a proper Far Harborman out of you. See, the fog can do a number on you. Get you all turned around. Does something in your brain. Trappers were mean to begin with.
Can't harvest these, unfortunately.
You're dead! Nasty cannibals. I'll be drinking a toast to your corpse.
Well then, what's next? Here's the mountain trail. We stick to this and we'll make it to Acadia. Game trails crisscross the road, so don't be surprised if we got local wildlife.
Got it. Probably bears and such. A lot of bears in Far Harbor. Trying to make sure I have stuff to make a settlement when we get our first settlement. Because I want to be able to do that, of course.
Guess we got no choice. Let's see, it's time for a drink.
You like them puppies? We grow everything extra mean on the island. Still got a ways to go.
Nothing really special on those guys. We are taking rads out here, though.
Hear that? Crawler. They usually stick to the deep fog. Best we steer clear, but you never know.
I've tried to find mods, by the way, that accurately fix the reloading animation so that if you only need to load 3, you only load 3 with this, but I've not found one that works with Horizon.
Higher than your knee. Whole island was covered in fog. The fog eventually rolled back. People resettled, but they got comfortable. Started taking things for granted. Folk got short memories. All this has happened before. What was that?
Uh-oh.
Gotcha. Hey, I thought I saw something. Here you go! What, ain't you had enough yet?
Oh, they're fighting each other. Very nice. Okay, this is hard to get you guys with a decent shot.
That was refreshing. Gulper's got a fondness for fresh water. A small gulper, like the ones in these parts, is a fair challenge. Now the big ones, they can grow 2-3 times the size of a man. Good thing you don't see too many of them around.
Sorry, folks, won't be chewing on us. Don't underestimate us again.
Have my shotgun bound to anything? I wouldn't mind using the shotgun a bit. Or even this thing, I have a lot of ammo for it. We're fighting pretty easy, low armor enemies. Plus, it's just fun to use a submachine gun. I mean, it's just fun to use. I love me a good automatic weapon.
Stringing one more soul to their damnation, old man?
Well, what have we here? Another rad worshipping lunatic. That's what.
Your barbs do not harm me. I am shielded by my faith.
How about bullets? Faith shield you against those too?
Who's she?
One of them children of Adam preachers started off as pests. Now they're more like a menace.
Do not sully this one with your blasphemy, old man. You. I suggest you go no further. Acadia is a nest of snakes. Beasts that subvert the will of Adam.
What's Acadia done to make you distrust them?
They supply Far Harbor with the means to turn back Adam's holy fog. You'd do well to avoid such creatures, and instead seek the only true master of this land.
You do know you're crazy, right?
Watch yourself, outsider. You walk through Adam's kingdom now.
If you're done wasting time with a fanatic, let's move on. Up ahead, the air's clean. No fog. Acadia's not too far now.
I guess I kind of forgot that you go here so early.
And we've arrived. Acadia's already been watching us for a good spell. If you want to talk with them, just go inside. They'll be waiting for you. You need my help again, you come see me. Got a cabin just outside of Far Harbor. Good place to tool up your gear, get some rest, or get stinking drunk. Just make sure if you're bringing a bottle of something strong, there's enough to share.
Maybe later, Longfellow.
All right, but I'm serious about the offer. You ever want to hunt the forests and waters of the island together, I could think of worse things to do.
Guess we made an impression. Oh, Wilson, you wonderful looting robot, you. I'm sure some of this is going to be stealing, so... yeah, I gotta save in just in case. My twitchy...
You know, when I first climbed this mountain, above the fog, I thought to myself, now here is a metaphor worth taking in. You've entered a place of clarity, understanding, peace. While you're here in Acadia, Synthkind welcomes you as long as you welcome us.
What are you?
I told you. I'm the old synth on the mountain. I know the plastic skin and tubes out the back can be unsettling, but I want to ask you to look past that. Tell me why you're here, and I'll try to help you.
I came here looking for Kasumi Nakano.
Really? I'm impressed. Few would brave the kind of journey you've had for the sake of someone else. Kasumi is here. She's safe and unharmed, and you're free to see her if you'd like. Before you do, though, tell me, do you think Kasumi is a synth?
We're not answering any more questions until you play straight with us. Just who the hell are you, really? There's only one synth with that kind of face and a mind of his own, and I only see him when I look in a mirror.
Nick? It can't be you.
Don't give me that. What are you trying to pull? I've never seen you before in my life.
Please, if you're willing to give me a chance, I can explain.
Is this a joke? Do you really know Nick?
Let me tell you what I know, and you can judge for yourself. We were prototypes, Nick. The first synths capable of independent thinking and judgment.
Keep talking.
One of the Institute's experiments had to do with how our brains could process personality. If we could handle individualized feelings and behaviors, I was allowed to develop mine based on experience. But with you, they wanted to try transferring an entire personality into you. It took several attempts before the personality imprint worked. I saw you wake up not knowing who or what you were so many times. I couldn't let them do it to you anymore. We were the only two prototypes they made. I literally saw myself in you. You were my brother, Nick. I helped you escape the Institute. We left together.
If I were your brother, I'd remember.
That's where you'd be wrong. This happened over a century ago. There's only so much memory that can fit into the prototype brains we have.
Ah, I've heard enough. I think you and I need to talk about this. Maybe not now, though.
Nick, is he really your brother?
If he is, it's news to me. Can synths even be related? Just because we're from the same assembly line, does that make us family? I gotta think about this.
Is it really possible that you wouldn't remember any of this?
You mean between the Institute failsafes, the beatings I've taken over the years, and plain old age? Or are you buying this whole "there's only so much room" of their argument? I don't know. It's not like we've got the instruction manual.
We'll talk later. This is a lot to take in.
Nick, I don't need you to believe me. I'm just glad to see you again. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here. Now, about young Kasumi. It's important that you understand exactly why she's here. I asked you before if you think she's really a synth. If you could indulge me with an answer.
I don't really know. I mean, we don't have anywhere near enough evidence at this point.
Why are you asking?
Because she came here with that very question. And the answer changes every part of her world. None of us take this transition lightly. She's facing the possibility of her entire life being a lie. That someone stripped her very identity from her and made her into something she isn't. I want you to understand that before you see her. She has a chance here to live as a synth, not hiding, not pretending to be something else. One more question, if you'll indulge me. You're here for Kasumi, but I suspect there could be another reason you came to us. Tell me, are you a synth?
I can just straight up say, yep, I'm a synth. Sure. No, I mean, how would I know if I was a synth?
How would I even know?
I'm afraid if you're looking for some biological test we can do, there isn't any. None that aren't fatal. Instead, you have to look for the signs, holes in someone's memory, feelings of unexplained isolation, odd dreams. But ultimately, you have to decide for yourself. What do you believe? Have you ever questioned your humanity?
Huh. This is the default good option, which is kind of strange. You can just go for this right away. This is the default mean bad option.
Careful with your words. Admirable.
So based on what the player character says, what I know they can say during this conversation, I'm going to go ahead and go with this bottom one.
In the back of my mind, I've always suspected.
That's what I thought. If you don't mind, what's the first thing you can remember?
I'm not gonna tell my life story to someone I barely know. Let's hear your answer first.
I was in a laboratory. In the Institute. They were pulling pieces of my head out. Something about wanting to test some neural process. That was every day for months. Strapped down. Operated on. And then I was out. The Institute has fail-safes to strip memories that could identify where they are, how to find them. But I do remember being quite content. I was free. That is my earliest memory. Now, yours?
I remember being in my house the day the bombs fell. We ran to the vault. We were frozen. I was the only survivor.
No memories before then? Just a single day, and then waking up alone? We so easily accept what's presented to us as the truth, don't we? Isn't it funny how a memory can feel like a whole different reality? People, places, even sounds and colors can change. Or someone else has changed them. I won't lie to you. There will always be other explanations. Trauma, disease, the background radiation. They all take their toll on the mind. But I can promise you that we will accept you, no matter what you decide you are.
Thank you. You've given me a lot to think about.
I'm glad to hear it. Acadia is open to you. Feel free to walk the grounds. Introduce yourself to my co-founders, Faraday and Chase, and I'm sure you're eager to talk to Kasumi. She's usually working down below. Is there anything else you need from me?
Who are you? What's your story?
I came to this island over a century ago, hiding from my creators, the Institute. But after my escape felt secured, I was left with nothing. No programmed task. No false memories. I spent a year just sitting in a cave. Just sitting. One day, it finally occurred that maybe I could decide for myself what to do, who I was. I've been doing that ever since. Was there anything else?
Tell me more about this place, Acadia.
All I want is to bring as many synths here as I can, and give them a chance to know what they really are. To embrace it. Beyond that, we just want to live in peace. I don't have any grand plans for expansion. Just existing as we are now is enough. Was there anything else?
I'm part of a group that helps synths. The Railroad.
Really? I don't understand why a group dedicated to helping synths would convince them through fear that their only option is to hide. Yes, they volunteer for the memory wipe. Yes, not knowing you're a synth makes it harder for the Institute to find you. But the cost, I know how frightening it is, the risk of capture. But sacrificing what you are, avoiding the true struggle to be accepted as our own form of life?
I hadn't thought about it like that. I'm sorry.
So am I. Your heart is in the right place, and it's unfair of me to judge, while I enjoy relative safety from so far away. Was there anything else I can do for you?
So, everyone here in Acadia is a synth?
Yes. Either they were escapees we managed to find before the Institute could, or they were victims of a mind wipe, and we revealed the truth to them.
I should get going.
Of course.
Perhaps we're in there a long time. Are you feeling all right?
I'm fine. You worry too much.
Sometimes I feel like you don't worry enough. You know we blew 3 more relays this week. I'm coming in. You stay right there.
What was that about?
So, you've talked to Dima. You know why we're here. I certainly hope that you'll consider helping us. Dima's vision is worth fighting for.
So, you're a synth?
I am. I hope that's not a problem for you. Dima has worked hard to create a place for us where we can be safe from those who don't accept us. He's put so much of himself into this, all his time and energy devoted to helping others. He never stops to think of himself. Sometimes I worry about, well, if I wasn't here to make sure his equipment is all functional. And that's not even mentioning maintaining the fog condensers. So many things to keep track of.
That man's got some big, sticking out ears.
You do all this work yourself?
Mostly, yes. I get help from the others when I can, but no one else really understands Dima the way I do.
Can you tell me about the fog condensers?
Oh, those? Dima and I designed them when it became clear the fog was only getting worse. They're effective, but have such a limited range. Dima insisted we provide them to the people of Far Harbor, and I'm so glad we did. Without the condensers, I'm not sure they'd have anywhere left.
Might be better for you, though, if they all left the island. I mean, you wouldn't have any issues with humans here then. I mean, it'd be uninhabitable for humans, so at that point, it's your island and nobody's going to come bother you.
Dima looks like he's had a lot of work done.
Well, that's certainly an understatement. Between the two of us, we've made so many modifications. He was just a prototype, never built for all this. It took a lot to overcome the limitations of the original design and expand his memory. It really is remarkable, isn't it? He's overcome so much. He's become so much more than he once was. And all he thinks of is others.
If there's anything I can do to help out, just let me know.
Well, if you're determined to help, there is something you could do. It's likely somewhat dangerous, though, so I understand if you'd rather not. There's a boat along the coast of the island. It was transporting some hardware we needed. Storage drives. The boat never finished the trip, you see. So the drives are still out there. I could really use them here for extra parts, if nothing else. My understanding is that the boat wrecked southwest of here. So, does this sound like something you could handle?
Sure thing, Faraday. I'll get the drives for you.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Thought you were coming over here to help out Dima, but I guess not. Sounded so worried about him a second ago there. Yeah, no, based on like the conversation we just had with Dima, it really seems like the player character in Fallout 4 might in fact be a synth. Which explains a lot, right? Why they're so superior in so many ways. If they're a prototype synth, they would be pretty damn powerful. I can hack into here, and this is not stealing, so I could just get in here and see what's on there. I'm not sure if I get mad. I mean, it's not stealing, so it's not red, you know?
Nice.
Okay, this just tells us about the memory arrays. Are these all like storage for Dima? Not really sure. APX rounds, very nice.
Yes?
Okay, well we are here to see Kasumi, so should go and do that.
You tracked Kasumi here. I'm impressed. Perhaps not as quietly or efficiently as possible, but thankfully she was never in any real danger. I'm afraid your journey was unnecessary.
I wanted to see for myself that she's safe.
You have my word. Acadia is a safe haven for synths. Were it not, I would not have aided anyone in reaching it. Every synth I've tracked down, every synth convinced to come here, has been assured that he or she will come to no harm. My job is to make sure they all remain safe, no matter what. Understand?
Sounds like a pretty thankless job.
I don't do it to be thanked. I do it because otherwise, we'd all be dead. You have Dima's blessing, so by all means, make yourself comfortable.
So, what's your story?
I used to work for the Institute, returning synths that had escaped. I was tracking a synth and instead found Dima. He convinced me of the truth, and the error of my ways.
She's a Courser. Yeah, I thought so, because she's wearing a Courser uniform.
Did you need something?
Tell me about Acadia.
Dima's told you most of what you need to know. It's as safe as we can make it for now. With every new synth we rescue, we're better able to defend ourselves.
That makes sense. They're getting more recruits, basically.
I'd like to help you all. Is there anything I can do?
Actually, as a matter of fact, there is. If you're serious about contributing, well, we've got a situation I need someone to look into. You've had some experience traveling around the island, so you may be decently equipped to handle it.
What's the problem?
We were expecting a new synth to arrive, and he should have been here by now. There's been no sign of him, and I'm concerned that he might have become lost on the way here.
You have any leads on where he might be?
You should start by talking to Brooks in Far Harbor. He's one of us, a synth. He's the one who meets the new arrivals and gets them started on the journey here. Of course, he's not likely to tell you anything without proof that you're working for me. If he doesn't cooperate, tell him that his designation is L792. That should convince him. That's as much help as I can give you for now. Please, hurry. If that synth is out there alone, he won't last long.
Interesting. So Dima even convinced a synth courser to his cause. That's some pretty impressive firepower he's got on his side then. Coursers are the Institute's top muscle, after all. Kind of the boogeymen of the Institute. Where do we go to go downstairs? Is it over here? Okay, over here. Okay, so Kasumi is down one more level. Gonna save again just in case. As I'm looting stuff here, I don't want to accidentally pick up something that's gonna be stealing and then end up upsetting everybody. A lot of blood leaves here for free, that's kind of nice. Actually, like a whole bunch of them black blood leaves too.
So, I understand you've seen a good bit of our island. What do you think?
You're the one who lives here. What do you think of it?
Well, I think it's all rather compelling. This island, with all of its danger and beauty, predates you and I. The ecosystem isn't what it once was, but it has adapted, and it will continue to adapt, long after we're gone. What's important, really important in the long run, is understanding it, and then passing that knowledge along to those who will follow us.
So, what exactly are you doing?
As much as I can, given limited resources. Cataloging specimens, observing evolutionary trends, compiling data for future generations. I should note that I'm not fully versed in human anatomy, but I'm your best chance of medical assistance should you require it. Since Dima has approved of you, I'm more than willing to offer help.
Oh, okay. So she's doctor for Acadia. Can heal here. Got it.
I'd like to help you with your research.
Oh, well, that's thoughtful of you. Okay. What can we have you do? There's a flower native to this island, a species of the genus Aster, that has survived remarkably well. It doesn't quite have the brilliance of color that I understand it once did. Before the war. I'm personally rather fond of them, but lately have been investigating secondary chemical properties they possess. If you could bring me additional samples, it would speed up my research. I can offer you a meager amount of caps, if that makes the idea more appealing.
I have some flowers for you.
A beautiful color, don't you think? As promised, here are your caps.
So is it 8 caps per? That's not bad, I guess.
Hi.
Can I help you?
Still collecting asters? I'm keeping an eye out for more flowers.
I know it can seem trivial, in light of everything else that's going on, but I do appreciate it. Can I help you?
I could use a doctor.
Well, I'm the closest you're gonna get around here. So, are you feeling ill?
Not feeling so hot. Mind taking a look?
What ails you?
Took a few bad hits recently.
I've seen worse. Okay. Was there anything else?
Nope, just gonna loot all your stuff. That'll be all.
Acadia may not look like much from the outside, but it's all some of us have got. It certainly wasn't what I was expecting, but it means there's hope, right?
Were you disappointed with what you found?
I mean, look, I don't want to sound ungrateful. If it weren't for Acadia and for Dima, I'd probably be dead. I guess I was just hoping for more somehow. When I first escaped, I had no idea what to do with myself. I was so lost, so scared. But I heard rumors of Chase, in what she was doing. That she was bringing people to a safe place. A place just for us. And now here I am. For all it's worth.
So now you're here. What comes next?
I don't know. I really don't. I've just gotta keep telling myself I'm better off here than dead.
I guess, like, once you get here and once you're safe as a synth, it's like, well, okay, well, so what's my purpose now, you know?
I assume you're not planning on staying long.
Is there a problem with my being here?
Maybe. Maybe not. Acadia is only as secure as we make it. We take unnecessary risks, we get careless, and things can go bad. Fast. If there's a synth who needs a safe place, then we take them in. Let them live as a synth, without fear. You don't fit that description. That makes you an unnecessary risk. It's nothing personal. Minimizing our contact with outsiders is just practical.
Is there anything I can say or do to change your mind?
Just don't cause any problems.
I mean, technically, we might be a synth too, so... But I guess we're still an outsider, so...
Sounds like you got the all clear. So what's your story?
I came here looking for Kasumi.
Oh, isn't that sweet of you? That Kasumi's a good enough kid, I suppose. Little confused, maybe. But then, aren't we all? Not that anyone's asking, but I'll tell you. It all gets easier to deal with when you realize none of it matters. What you are, where you came from, let go of all that, and life gets simple.
Is there anything you care about?
I mean, staying alive is preferable to not. Beyond that, what's the point of caring? Anyway, lately I've taken to amusing myself with trading. Don't have much to work with, but I'm always happy to make a good deal. Let me know if you need something. I probably won't have it, but let me know anyway.
Anything interesting you can tell me about Acadia?
God, no. Have you looked around this place? Death by boredom is a legitimate concern. So, come on. You want to do a little trading?
So, what's your story?
Me? No story here. Not one that matters, anyway. Like I said, it's not worth holding on to. Nice of you to ask, though.
A lot of different perspectives on things from the various synths here. Cog's journal helped Faraday move some of Dima's equipment in the observatory area. Bad enough that those things are so damned heavy, but Faraday always insists I empty my pockets in case I'm carrying something that would disrupt the sensitive instruments that blah blah blah. Look, I get it, the boy's in love, but I could whack Dima's computer with a sledgehammer and it wouldn't damage a damn thing. So we're in the upper deck of the observatory. I finished putting everything I got on the table, and Chase comes in and starts yelling at Faraday about some emergency meeting they're supposed to have. So of course, Faraday leaves me to push around the computers on my own. I went to Dima and complained, but he just says I need to focus on the negativity within and accept the people around me as they are. Yep, another damn sunny day in Acadia. Huh. Okay.
Need something?
So you're that new fellow from the Commonwealth. It's so wonderful to meet someone from back home. I'm afraid Kasumi doesn't seem to want to discuss it, but how are things there?
You think of the Commonwealth as back home? Aren't you a synth?
Well, certainly. Why wouldn't I? It's where I came from. I would like to see it again someday. Once things settle down here. Acadia is all well and good, I suppose. But honestly, it does get a bit boring.
No offense, but are you crazy?
Oh, you. I think we're all a little mad in the end. I'm sure I'll see you around. Do take care.
I've just gotta keep telling myself I'm better off here than dead.
A lot of the synths don't really seem to be content here.
I've been told the Valentine Detective Agency signs are an eyesore, but they sure bring in the business.
Even though that they're actually safe here and out of the reach of the Institute at this point, so it's a lot better for them here.
Acadia may not look like much from the outside, but it's all some of us have got.
It's interesting that Dima basically denounces the railroad as misguided because they're erasing what the synths are, basically, which I do kind of agree with. They're effectively killing what they are in order to keep them safe, and if you asked a person, would you rather wipe your memories and become someone else and still get to live, or die, then yes, I think most of us would prefer to have our memories wiped and be programmed as someone else, even as awful as that is. It's still preferable to death. At least we know we have some kind of future, even if it's basically as someone else. But it's pretty grim all the same. And here is the woman of the hour.
Ugh, circuitry is completely fried.
Kasumi Nakano?
Sorry, I'm right in the middle of something.
What's that you're working on?
Just trying to cobble some pre-war junk into something usable. Now, do you mind telling me what you're doing here?
Your parents sent me. They want you to come home.
They did what? You came all this way for me.
You left without telling your folks why. You must have known they'd be worried.
Look, my mom and dad... I mean, those people that were taking care of me, they wouldn't want me back. Not if they knew the truth.
What do you mean?
I'm not their daughter. I'm a synth. I thought if I just left, it would be easier for them. How would that conversation have gone anyway? I've been lying to you this whole time? Your real daughter is dead and I replaced her?
Do you have any proof that you're actually a synth?
Little things. Dreams of waking up in a lab. Years I can't remember from when I was a kid. Not to mention how I never quite fit in back at home.
So if you have high enough charisma, you can convince her either way.
I know it must be hard for you. I just want to make sure you're here for the right reasons.
Yeah, so I am. I mean, yes, I believe I'm a synth, but there's something wrong here with Acadia. There's more going on than just the refuge. I can't leave until I've gotten to the bottom of it. I've done enough running.
What kind of problem is there in Acadia?
It's a long story. I just have to figure out how to... Wait, you find things, track down answers. That's what you do, right? That's why you came after me. What if I told you that there's a secret? A big secret here, on this island. Something way more important than just one lost girl.
What are you talking about?
Where to begin? You saw all those computers that Dima's hooked up to, right? They hold his memories, or offload data from his brain. Or maybe some combination of both? Well, Faraday asked me to help do some repairs on them, and, you know, I got curious. There's like a century's worth of life experiences in there. And that's when I see it. Data models Dima has been making. One was the fog taking over Far Harbor. Another was a nuclear detonation on the island. Plus, death counts. What if Dima is so open and welcoming because he's actually hiding something from us? A plan to wipe out the rest of the island.
We should get to the bottom of this. If Dima is putting on an act, we need to know.
You don't trust Dima? After you came all this way for him?
I didn't come to Acadia for him. I came here because this place offered answers. And now that I found a place I belong, I'd rather not lose it all if Dima is secretly planning to destroy everything.
I'll help if I can. But that's not much to go on.
I know. I've been working on that, but I haven't had much luck. I keep seeing Dima, Faraday, and Chase head into the laboratory at the other end of the hall. Then they come out later looking like they've been arguing. There's actually a storage space right next to there. It'd be a perfect spot to hide and eavesdrop, but it's been locked up. I've also tried breaking into Faraday's terminal, since he and Dima are so close, but the security on it is crazy.
Step aside and let the master hacker show you how it's done.
If you're sure. Good luck. Once you have something, let me know.
From one case to a new one. It's never easy for us, is it?
Okay, so we now have a lot of new quests. Talking to Brooks back over in Far Harbor. Getting storage drives for Faraday. Helping out Chase with the new synth arrival. Kill ghouls for the Daltons. Getting power tools for the Mariner. Okay. Lots to do all across the map, and I'm sure it's the point to get you to go out and explore the whole thing. So, what to do first? I guess we can talk to Dima about this first and see where that leads. Maybe I can get in the terminal first? I thought I was already in Faraday's terminal, but maybe there's a different one somewhere down here.